wait till people come onto the stream.
Is it live?
Yeah. But again, that's not going to work. They need to go to the homepage or look in their feeds and see if there's a new stream. You shouldn't have closed the window, though.
Why?
Do you tell them that in the chat? You can't go
Yeah,
back to it now.
I told them.
Okay. Well, we'll see if anybody finds it.
I'm sure they will. Oh, here we go.
I knew it was going to happen.
Someone reported it. Are we live?
Yeah, it's live. We're back. TV's off. That's what I'm going to do. Throw something back there. I'm just going to stream our videos back there. It's our own content. In the chat, Mike's there. It's not popping up yet.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, nice. Well, this is always delayed, just so you know, where it tells you how many viewers are currently on there.
It says you're back. Oh, okay. Oh, it's delayed.
On the stream, I'm telling you, everybody can learn a little YouTube fact. So when it tells you the number of concurrent viewers, it's by about 2 or 3 minutes behind. So even if you think you're streaming to 100 people or 0, you never know. So yeah, something I was a little bit worried about was that by having the broadcast on the back of the TV, even without sound, at some point, I guess it got picked up, and that is not allowed even on a live stream. So just so there's content behind us, you can see our current series for the Weight Loss Challenge that started about 3 weeks ago. So there you go. I authorized this content to be used on the live stream in case anybody from YouTube is listening. 'Cause it's my content. So, but yeah, thanks for coming back on, guys. Just a little small gathering today as we're working on I've been kind of building a production studio out of things, but this is all new and learning from it. So I'm glad we got some guys who like to hang around with us and chat and just have fun. All right, so we in the interim. I'm sorry, what did we miss? The pick was.
And I was right. Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix was the pick for the Broncos, and I thought they could have. I mean, they need a quarterback bad, right? And he's really the only possible, more top tier quarterback. There's a couple left, but they wanted him. I mean, they were afraid someone else would take him. They couldn't probably get a deal done, and they went after their quarterback, which Denver has been needing a quarterback ever since. For a while now. Ever since Peyton Manning, it's been a rough go for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, it was an automated bot. It's interesting.
Automated bot what?
Like this, the YouTube system, AI, just scans things and sees what it picks up. That's what it was.
Oh, it says that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, apparently, more fun YouTube facts for our viewers. I guess according to that messaging, if that ever happens again, we don't have to restart the whole stream.
Oh.
It's paused and interrupted. When it detects the content is gone,
yeah,
it'll restart again. But what if it takes it 30 minutes to detect? Oh, Brock Bowers, tight end.
The Raiders go Brock Bowers.
Moment, I have no reason to lie. For a moment, I was going to say earlier, I thought they might take him. Jason, how much is Brock Bowers going to be going for in our fantasy football draft this year?
Good question. As a Raider?
Yeah. And,
well, they got their tight end. They got a really good tight end to go with Devonta Adams and Gardner Minshew at quarterback. Ugh.
Are we confirmed that Minshew is starting over O'Connell?
Well, I mean, it's not confirmed anything.
Okay. No, I didn't know. I was just curious.
I mean, they're gonna probably battle a little bit,
I think honestly, they should take the Raiders logo in the stadium if he starts and put a mustache on it.
Yeah. All right, the Saints are up now, huh? We're moving along. Pick 14, and it's only 6:30. All right.
I can get to bed early tonight.
Pick 14. Gosh. Who are they going to go with? I'm pretty accurate on picking who's going to go where. The Saints, though, I don't know a whole lot about. The Saints could be an interesting one. I mean, the Saints have needs at offense tackle, defense tackle, QB, guard, wide receiver. So I'm going to think that they're going to. That's perfect. You know why?
That is true.
Green Bay's going to go
Defensive
deep. Green
players,
Bay's going to go defense. That's perfect. They're going to get like the best defense at 25. I mean, Saints might be going either D tackle or offensive guard, maybe.
It's time for trivia round 2 for Jason.
Here we go. What do you got?
Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, and Brett Favre. Name the colleges they went to.
Wait, no. Say it again.
You're 3 quarterbacks.
Aaron Rodgers, Cal, Brett Favre, Southern Miss, and who?
Jordan Love, your current quarterback.
Oh, he went to Nevada. Come on.
I don't know. I can tell you where half the players go. That's good, bud. Wait, hold on. What's why I shouldn't trust you? Wait a second. I just looked this up.
What?
Jordan Love went to Utah.
Oh, shit, my bad. Utah.
You said that, and I nodded in my head like a moron. I'm like, wait a second,
He
not
went to
UNLV. Because no good players come out of UNLV, despite the
I didn't
cup we
say
have on
UNLV.
the desk. I think I said Nevada, or what do you say?
I thought he went to Nevada, University of Nevada.
Oh, no, okay, what's any college in Nevada is.
He went
okay.
to Utah?
As a result, he was the only 2-star recruit, Utah State being the only division.
Oh, my
one
bad.
college
Utah
make him
State. He went to Utah State, not Utah. He wasn't a Ute. He was Utah State. For some reason, I thought it was Nevada. It's
Put in the chat
similar
if
colors.
we should give Jason that one or mark it as 2 out of 3.
I messed up. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I have one more. I'm about to do a little research on this question because I was curious. So for those in the chat, I guess we already know a lot of people, but if you haven't chatted yet, let us know if you have a favorite NFL team, who you cheer for. We know Rob has bad taste. We've established that.
Ooh, Packers need offensive guard to replace Bakhtiari plus a running back or two. From Socks on a Duck. Okay, so the Packers, I mean, they do possibly look at getting a tackle, but Bakhtiari was a tackle, not a guard. But, I mean, they definitely you probably just mix that up. I definitely think that they could use some more depth on the offensive line for sure. They lost Bakhtiari and then they lost Runyon. So, running back or two, no. I mean, I think that they're good. They got they're going to draft a rookie running back at some point in the first five or six picks, I think, depending on who's available. But I don't think the Packers need. I mean, Josh Jacobs and A.J. Dillon are a pretty good 1-2 punch. They're padded receiver. I don't think they're going to go after any receivers. Green Bay does like to go with the best available in the draft. So I think it's going to be defense for Green Bay. Probably, I mean, they need a linebacker, but that's not going to be in the first pick or two because there's not good enough linebackers that are going to be picked in the first 2 picks for the Packers. It could very well be a cornerback, possible offensive lineman, depending on who's available. I'm a big fan of the cornerback from Iowa, defensive back from Iowa. He's going to be really good. If we look at defensive backs on the top right now, available wise, yeah. So my favorite would be Cooper DeJean. He's the Iowa corner that I think Green Bay is. A lot of people have projected him to go to Green Bay, but there's others as well. Terrion Arnold of Alabama is going to be gone probably by the time it comes around to Green Bay's pick. So the pick is in for the Saints, and we'll see what we got. It's going to be interesting. I have to think that they're going to go. God, is that the best defensive tackle? I don't know.
How funny, I was actually going to say Leatu Latu, but I also wanted to just say Leatu Latu. That's a fun name.
Yeah, I don't know.
The pick took a while to get in.
Yeah, you guys put in the comments if you guys think that it's going to be who it's going to be.
All right, here we go. Saints pick coming in. Do you think they're gonna try and get? Here it comes. Hold on 1 second. Let's do this first. Oh well.
Okay.
Maybe if they can.
Offense tackle. All right.
Maybe they can get some protection, and Carr can actually play football. Is it Roman Reigns? So it feels like with the play and everything. Oh, something happened.
All right, Indy's on the clock.
Everybody go. Oh, okay. I don't know what's happening with that. It's weird. These numbers are all out of whack.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, Rob G, here we go. While we're waiting, Jason, here's your next Packers trivia question.
Oh boy.
I'll be generous. Within 25, tell me lifetime how many wins the Packers have combined against the Bears, Lions, and Vikings.
Repeat again. What?
Within 25. I'm being generous. It's gonna go down if you ask me again. Total lifetime wins combined that the Green Bay Packers have against your division, the Lions, the Vikings, and the Bears. How many total combined wins do they have against those three teams?
Do the Packers have lifetime?
Now it's 20, within 20.
No, say it again.
Chad, if I'm not asking this question right, tell me if you can't understand me. The Packers have played a lot of games against those three teams.
Right.
In all of those games they've played against the Packers have played against the Vikings.
Of the Super Bowl era? Because the Bears are long before.
Yes, I'm always talking about the current era. How many wins do they have lifetime against those three teams?
Oh, I mean that's super tough. Get within 25.
Within 25.
Hang on, let me think about this whole. I mean, oh my gosh. Holy shit.
Riveting content.
105.
Oh, you have no combined? against all three teams.
Oh, against all three teams. No, hang on. Let me think about
So,
this.
for example, if you won 50 games against the Bears, 50 games against the Vikings,
no. No. I got this. Hang on a second. So, give me 1 second.
Chad, if you want to, put a guess in there.
Those three teams. I'm gonna say 260.
Within 25, you are correct. 276.
Okay.
276.
Yeah.
It looks like, if I was a bit ago, I looked it up, winning record against all three.
That's pretty good because you're talking about years.
Oh.
Many years that I wasn't even born.
Yeah, well, that is true. You got to do an average.
I had to crunch some numbers.
This may be the first time I actually commend your football knowledge. That's a tough one to get. I thought that was just
that is tough.
I don't know where you would go with that.
I was within 16. That was pretty good.
By looking it up and my calculations, it was 276 wins combined against those three teams.
Wow. All right.
And 6 ties against the Bears.
Wow.
Rob G, come on, who they taking? Tell us.
So Socks on the Duck, who is your team? Who are you a fan of? Is your team the Packers as well, or what? Who do you like?
Look at those pounds just melting off in this video here.
There you go, guys. If you haven't seen the most recent videos, it's right now playing. Since YouTube gave us a hard time live streaming the actual draft, I mean,
what's better than one Jason, but 2 Jasons?
Look at that. That's a big offensive lineman. Wish we could get him. Packers offensive line, that'd be a good He's a beast. He's not going to be going to us, so no way.
Dallas taking a little while. Makes you wonder if they're actually deciding on something or just
Indy. You mean? What'd you say?
I said Dallas. I'm sorry, I meant Indy. Yes, I got excited to take.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Indy would take here. I mean, they're good at running back. They're good at quarterback.
Shout out to Mike Kidwell.
They got a pretty good. Is Kidwell on? Huh?
No.
Oh. Colts pick is in. I don't know. I'm kind of perplexed. I mean, India needs to protect their quarterback, so that's important.
True.
Guys, feel free to throw any questions about the NFL in general, not just the draft at us. Whatever you want to know or thoughts on anything from anything football, anything fantasy football, anything about your teams or other teams or our feelings on certain things within football. It could be Vegas too. Anything about Vegas, WSOP, the weight loss challenge.
So pretty much anything.
Yeah, let's let her rip. This is a wide open forum to let's talk. Put some stuff in the chat, and we will answer them one by one. The Colts War Room looks pretty chill right now.
Maybe they're still hoping that Andrew Luck's going to come back. Oh, look, it's your people.
Oh, there we go.
Their natural element under curdled milk.
Go, Pack, go. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm very curious what you guys do and how you feel about it. I'm sure we'll hear about it for quite some time.
All right, here we go, Colts. Pick is in. All right, they went after a stud defensive end.
with a neck injury.
I mean, he's he's not rated as a top edge guy. They gave that to Dallas Turner.
They were actually saying earlier in the broadcast that had it not been for that neck injury, he probably would have gone in the top 10. He was projected. And he's there, obviously. He's there actually at the pick, so
Right.
at the draft.
Wow,
That's
he's
interesting. Missed two full seasons.
told to medically retire, but he doesn't do it.
That's the kind of thing you worry. Is this guy going to suddenly be up and dead in his early 40s?
Well, hopefully he's not dead, but I mean,
No, I'm just saying, like, you're injured and you're...
I don't know. I don't know how serious. I mean, if they tell him to retire, is it a danger to his life? I'm not sure, but wow, that's a big boy. Looks pretty fast. Wow.
Well, it's definitely a risky pick.
The Seahawks are on the clock. Geno Smith, they already got 2 stud receivers, so they're not going receiver. They need help at defense. I think that Alabama, let's see here. If I'm the Seahawks, guard, edge rusher, and cornerback. Okay. That's interesting. I think they're going to go with Terrion Arnold of Alabama. I think they're going to go corner.
Why is that?
Because Seattle, when they had the Legion of Boom, they were solid at defense was their key to winning, and I think that they're vulnerable at corner a little bit. So I mean, they could go edge rusher, and in turn they go like Dallas Turner or Jared Versay. But I think they either go Terrion Arnold or they end up going with Dallas Turner. One of those two.
All right, just about 5 minutes left for the Seahawks to put in their pick. As Jason said, they do have a kind of a set offense. Dobbins and Geno Smith is obviously where they're going at quarterback. Geno Smith could probably use some protection. But if they could also stop from falling behind, then it would definitely be good for them to pick up a defensive guy to keep the scores down.
Yep.
I listened a lot to it. It's kind of interesting I want to see what it says about his neck or anything. Or
I don't think that will come up even. And let's say ask him, I guess, probably. All right, so Socks on the Duck says, well, if you want to talk about Vegas, this is the first time in 20-plus years I'm not visiting because of the high cost of just about everything.
He's 100%.
You are not kidding me. Holy man. I mean, luckily we don't do stuff, like there's so many other good places like restaurant-wise and that living here, I'm just grateful that we do live here as opposed to when I was traveling here because everything is crazy. Hotels are crazy. Parking's crazy. Every kind of cost. The food is way overpriced. I mean, even if you're a gambler on the strip, you cannot get under $25 a hand on most days in the game of blackjack, and table minimums for all their games are crazy ridiculous on the strip.
So here's part of the problem too: is in the old days, which the good old days wasn't even less than 20 years ago, they at least let you get into the casino before they robbed you of your money. Now, just to get into Vegas, aside from the hotel rates, you're playing these exorbitant, ridiculous resort fees every night. You got to pay for parking. I'm not against tipping, but 3 people come to your car and load your luggage if you drove in or something. Everyone's expecting a tip. Before the last night's game, last regular season night's game I went to, we stopped at Whataburger.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's finally opened up on the strip, and we tried it. 2 combo meals after tip, because of course at a fast food restaurant strip, everything's, will you leave a tip? It's $40. I got basically like a double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. And Shauna got just a regular burger and fries and a drink. And yeah, it was, again, it's strip prices.
Right.
But it's like $13 to $17 for a combo, which is just your burger, fries, and the drink.
Mhm.
And I mean, when I go and indulge in In-N-Out, I'm usually a 2 burger, 1 fry, 1 drink kind of guy. It's $12.
Yeah, I mean,
A family of 2 with 1 hungry boy can eat it In-N-Out for $20 out the door. And yeah, so but you know
even
what?
even In-N-Out's got expensive. I mean,
But
literally,
In-N-Out has done a very good job of keeping their prices down. Yes,
they're
it
reasonable.
is-
It
it
used to be
is.
able to get a double combo for like under $8. Now it's like it breached at
Isn't it
10.
like $8.55? I don't get a double usually.
The double combo is over 10 now, and it used to be like the combo was like $6-8, something
And
like that.
I heard too, with all the increases in California, with the recent minimum wage hike for fast
what's
food workers, and apparently In-N-Out in a lot of spaces has only raised their prices by a quarter to 50 cents because they want to keep it low. And I don't know how true some of the reports are, but seeing like $18 Big Mac combos in Texas, and just the insanity with the pricing, it's
Mhm.
like fast food tended to serve a particular market. It was either the person who didn't cook and needed something quick and easy and cheap, or it was a bigger family, maybe a lower income, that needed to be able to get something, whether it's nutritious or not, it's debatable, or work schedules that didn't line up. And now it's like you go to McDonald's and they say a good value deal. I forgot, where was this? It was something like 40 McNuggets, 2 large fries, and 2 drinks. And it was like $36.
Okay.
And the argument is, well, that's a good deal because for 2 people, it's only $18 a piece. And there was a time when I could down 40 McNuggets on my own.
40
But
McNuggets.
still, $36 for McNuggets and fries. There is no cost associated with that as far as the food product goes.
Right.
That is so cheap and easy to make and sell. And then that's just an absurd thing with that at McDonald's. No more value meals.
Well, a 20-piece McNugget was like under $5, I remember, right?
There was a time maybe.
Yeah, it was
like
not
the
that long
10-piece
ago.
McNugget was under $5. And
No, a 20-piece was under $5.
In-N-Out, or not In-N-Out, Subway, no more $5 footlongs. There's specials.
Yeah.
Uh,
Subway's big on that. I get see all the time. Buy one get one half off footlong or something
Again,
like that.
it's all the economy, but even at the supermarket, right? Prices going up. I used to get a chicken tender combo. It was like fresh baked chicken. You get 2 sides and a piece of bread. It used to be $5, and you got 3 chicken tenders and any 2 sides you wanted from the deli.
Right.
Now it's $7 for 2 pieces of chicken, and they've changed the container that the food goes in. So literally, it's not even like an ice cream size scoop of like potato salad or macaroni salad. And the last time I got it, which might not have been good for the weight loss challenge, I got like the home fries, the steak fries. There were like 6 in the container.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
just saying, but
everywhere, every city in the U.S. is way up on pricing, but Vegas takes the
yes.
taco.
So Vegas,
Yeah.
as far as the strip too, it is asinine. I completely agree. Hey, poker rakes are going up. $7 plus 2 is going to be the norm within another year and a half.
No, 6.
No.
It went from 5 to 6. Now, like Caesars is 6, and so it's 6 plus 2.
I thought was maybe I'm thinking of Venetian.
No, they're.
Somebody went to 7. I'm not wrong on this.
I know, like all the Caesars properties, like the Horseshoe and that, they're 6 plus
Okay.
2.
Maybe I don't know.
And
this
then regular Caesars doesn't have a drop, so there's 6. But no, not 7. No one's at 7. That's California pricing.
No, California doesn't have a rate. They have a drop.
What do you mean they have a drop?
In California, they don't take a rake from the pot. They take a drop.
They take a minimum no matter what, but
Yeah.
it's not time rate games.
No, you're talking time rake versus rake.
No, when you said rake is $7, 7 plus 2,
Maybe I'm thinking 5 plus 2 or 6 plus 2.
it's 6 plus 2 now. Yeah. God, don't make it worse than it is.
It's gonna be worse.
When that long ago was 4 plus 2. The Orleans was 3 plus 1.
Well, I just prefer to play at places that don't have any promotions because it's great if you hit it, but that's just not how you win at poker. And you're paying for somebody else to hit a jackpot. And granted, I've won a few of them. Maybe not enough to get all my money back from all the rake I paid in the past. But I'd rather win an extra $2 a hand that I win versus maybe winning a $100 bonus or something, or $200 for a high hand.
Right.
That's instant money you're winning. If there's no rake, you're basically, or if there's no bonus drop, you're basically making an extra $2 every hand. All right, it seems like the Seahawks have been on the clock forever. We're getting ready for the pick here.
Yeah, right.
Commissioner coming on stage. Yeah, we will not give you free tickets to our games. Here we go.
Defense tackle, yep.
It makes sense.
They were going to go defense. They had a couple defensive needs. They had edge, defense tackle, and cornerback. So
I think it's never too exciting or sexy to draft a defensive or offensive lineman, but it's such a critical position.
Oh, yeah.
Because your other players can't excel. They can't become stars. They can't become studs if they're never get a chance to do what they're being paid to do. So,
is that his mom and dad, I'm guessing? Or
I would think so, yeah. Probably, I'm going to guess maybe his girlfriend on the left, or maybe, no, that's probably his mom, and then the girlfriend is in the blue dress.
Byron Murphy, 6'1.5", 297.
6 foot seems kind of small for the NFL.
Oh no, not necessarily.
Don't you want to be taller to make it
Nah,
harder for the opposing quarterback to see over you?
Nah, but defensive tackle, low center of gravity. As long as you got some good speed and you're athletic, it's.
Isn't Gardner Minshew, speaking of the Raiders earlier?
What the Vikings pick is in? They got another one?
What? Hold on, breaking news.
The Vikings, they move up. I mean, did they have 2 picks?
Let me check. I don't know. You got me excited, and I trusted you, and I got to learn how to do that.
How did I get you excited?
No, you said a trade. I'm like, oh wow, and I was like, basically, I think they were.
Well, no, I'm not saying that they traded, but I'm saying the Vikings have a pick, and I didn't know they had a set.
Nope, it is a trade.
Okay, so they did trade.
It looks like they traded up with the Jaguars from 23 to 17.
Oh my, Vikings making moves.
The only trade so far by your rival, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep. Wow.
All right. Well, so what do you? Okay, you're the one looking at the list of available player. I trust your input. What do you think the Vikings are doing here? What do you think they're targeting that they want to make sure they get?
I don't know who they have. Someone in mind. Let me see what they have. Let me see if I figure this out.
Hey, do you think Jacksonville will draft somebody who won't screw us in our parlays this year? I'm still bitter from the last. We had like some 4-team or 5-team parlay going, or 6-team or something. And
all right, so
Jags screwed us.
Jags. All right, so who are they moving up? Are they going for?
Skull. Let's do it.
Who is this gonna be? Oh, the number 1 edge rusher.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I want to go on a tangent really quick. Explain this to me, okay? If you were to sack the quarterback 20, 22, 3 times in a season, that's amazing, right? As a defensive player, like if you get that many sacks on a quarterback in a season,
yeah,
you're great. So think about this. What's the average number of downs a defensive, like a starting defensive lineman, let's say Michael Strahan would play a game? Maybe like 40-ish? How are you thinking high? What is ballpark? Just speeding along.
I don't know. I'd be guessing a little bit. I don't know exactly. They're all different.
Let's go 30. You average 30 plays a game, okay?
Yeah.
All right. 30 plays a game. Take Michael Strahan's time, and it was only 16 games in a season. Okay?
Right.
That's 480 plays you were on the field for.
Right.
22 of those times, you did what you were drafted to be good at. Doesn't that just, in that context, doesn't it just sound kind of weird?
No,
Like,
because
you're the
sacks are not.
I know. Well, all I'm saying is they make it a stat. The first stat they said about here was he sacked the quarterback 10 times last season.
Oh, and that's why that's so important because
It's
because literally if you do sacks 10 in the year, that's actually really good.
No, that's my joking point. Like,
Right.
I understand it's far more than just sacking the quarterback.
Right.
But when you're touted for your ability to sack the quarterback and you quote unquote only do it at the best of your position 20 odd times out of over 400 plays, that's about 5% of the time you're doing your job you were paid a lot of money to do. So, just a silly way of looking at it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. A lot of the best pass rushers in that spot, they're getting double teamed a lot of times, right? So that's a problem. Cincinnati on the clock. That's interesting because now T. Higgins asked to be traded for Cincinnati, so that's interesting.
So this could make that decision obvious what the Bengals are going to do here.
Yeah, I mean T. Higgins, they have him franchise tag, so I mean I don't think that. Let me see what the best availables
Yeah, but
are.
when you franchise tag a player in that situation who clearly doesn't want to be there or is just griping for money, you got to feel a little bit uncomfortable going into a season like that. They're going to do one of two things. They're either going to play it safe so they don't get hurt, but still look good enough for another team to pay them the money they want, or they might go all out and try and prove themselves. But
I mean, it's interesting. I'm not sure what if you look at Cincinnati and what their needs are.
Hey, remember when you thought Joe Flacco was going to be useful last season? It's right there on the screen.
Oh my gosh, Flacco is backo. All right, so the Bengals. Yeah, needs wide receiver. So wide receiver, defensive tackle, running back, offense tackle. So if we're looking at if their priority would be wide receiver and defensive tackle, I have to think that I don't know if Brian Thomas Jr. makes the grade in that one or not of LSU. 6'3"? Oh. I think they might. I think the Bengals might go wide receiver.
Yeah, that's what I said a couple of minutes ago. I feel like if they take a wide receiver, it kind of shows their intent. May to put some pressure on T. Higgins too.
Well, it doesn't put any pressure on him because they just franchise tagged him, so he's guaranteed a whole bunch of money.
But he's guaranteed, but that's what you were looking at that. But I was saying with that franchise tag, you kind of run the risk of the player wanting to make sure they don't injure themselves. So when that franchise tag is up, they have value to
next year, the other team.
Or
right.
do you go all out and prove your worth? It's kind of what happened with Barkley, right? Barkley was afraid with that franchise tag, with his history, of getting hurt. Ultimately, he didn't have a great season, but he stayed healthy enough at the end of the season after coming back again to get a big contract with the stupid Eagles. So, smart move on his part. Take that. What I didn't get about that, and again, this is just like logistics I'm not into and don't follow, but from an outside thing, with that franchise tag, they still paid him only a little bit more than he was asking for. I don't understand that. He wanted a new contract, but I guess we just didn't want to give it to him for more than 1 year. And I don't think that's unfair given his history.
I don't know if he had a real hunger for playing for the Giants. I feel like the Giants gave him a little bit of a runaround, and I don't know. I mean, Philly is. I guess if you're going to kind of stick it to your franchise you're not happy with, and then get a little more money, and he walks into a team that the Giants that aren't contenders right now at the moment. And then he goes into a team like Philadelphia that has a quarterback in theory, has a couple receivers, and he could be that piece right now that pushes them over the top. Because they were right there. I mean, they were right there. They lost the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Then they were solid but fell short. Their defense needs some help in Philly, but I don't know why Saquon. The running back is not a very well respected position. Teams don't want to pay running backs.
And you only have so many years, right?
Right.
He's going into his 6th year. I think maybe he figured he needs to get at it while he still can.
Yeah. So I mean,
Just checking that message.
but yeah, Saquon Barkley. I mean, him on that team is huge. I think they maybe go. They go with the big wide receiver, 6'3" from LSU. I think that's maybe an option for them. But I mean, there are defensive needs the Bengals could possibly be needing. Oh, we got Hatter's House 710 says go Lions. Big draft day for the city of Detroit. You know, I mean they're hosting the draft. They came off of a great year last year. You know. I got love for the Lions. I'll give them credit when credit's due. You know, as long as they're not the Bears or the Vikings, I'm good.
You think Goff pulls it off again this upcoming season?
Goff looks good. I mean, Goff has some nice offensive pieces around him. He has 2 really good running backs. He has a really good wide receiver. Even, you know, and he's got Aiden Hutchinson holding down that defense. And a good coach. They play hard for that coach. So the Lions are going to be competitive. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, franchises like the Lions and the Bears and the Vikings, you know, all of a sudden they're supposed to be good and then they're not, right? Like the Bears were expected last year to be a better team by far, and they obviously weren't. So I don't know. I mean,
well, look at the Lions in Houston last season, kind of. You know,
Houston was surprising.
I mean, I thought the season before last, I thought the Lions had a good makeup for a successful season, and they kind of floundered at the end. And
the Lions?
Yeah.
The year before last, they started out really bad, and then they went on a run. Remember? Because they kept the Green Bay out of the playoffs by beating them in the last game of the year. Okay, so we got a comment here. He wanted Latu. Yeah, that guy's a beast. So you want JPL or trade back? Yeah, let me see what we got here. So we got...
All right, Bengals pick is in, so let's see what they're going to do. They're going to get assisting Joe Cool with some offensive linemen, or are they going to try and make sure they lock up an extra wide receiver in case T. Higgins goes south this season?
Ooh, big tackle. You know... A tackle for the age, you know. I mean, he's solid. Georgia pedigree, and you're talking about Joe Burrow, a quarterback.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow is a quarterback that has gotten injured, lost a year of play.
Ruined some of our parlays.
Offensive tackle is a huge position. It's a needed position in the NFL, and when you have a staple, you know, offensive tackle anchor that's good, you know, for the next 10 years on your roster. I mean, that's a huge part that a lot of teams fail. Like, for example, Andrew Luck, if he would have had a better offensive line in Indy, he would still be playing. But he got so beat up, he just like, you know what? I'm a smart guy. I don't need to play football. I'm going to take my money. I'm going to go, you know, take my ball and go home. And he did because Indy didn't do what it needed to protect him.
So the Rams have, after all that, Rams have actually been on the clock already for about 5.5 minutes.
Okay. The Rams, that's going to be interesting. The Rams.
Well, wide receiver is pretty much locked up for the Rams. Not necessary.
No, they're not going.
No, I'm thinking perhaps they might go with a defensive tackle here.
It's interesting. I feel like yeah, I mean it's tough. I think that they go with
that's a big boy right there.
Let me take a look and see. So we got the Rams and what they need.
All right, so we got the Rams coming up, then the Steelers, and then the Miami Dolphins.
So the Rams, okay, so I'm going to guess the Rams are going to go defense. Rams are going to go defense. They're going to go with a defensive back or an edge rusher is where I'm thinking.
That's what I said.
Did you say defensive tackle?
Yeah.
Well, that's a little different.
Well, all right,
defensive back and edge rusher.
I know that. But I'm saying somebody on defense because the Rams.
So you think defense?
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
a defensive player of some position. Yes.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at best available and then who's on the board and stuff like that, I mean, I have to think that. Let's see what his stat is. Terrion Arnold of Alabama. He's a heck of a cornerback. He seems, he's 6 foot, 189. I think Terrion Arnold, defensive back out of Alabama, could definitely be a contender. I think that if you're talking about edge rushers, Jared Verse, Florida State, I think it's a good possibility he gets a nod. And if we're going to go defensive tackle like you're talking about, then they're going to go with Newton from Illinois, is what I would think. But I think that they're going to go either Verse or they're going to go with Arnold. That's my Verse or Arnold for the Rams. So let's see how that shakes out. But I feel like that's what we're looking at. Yeah, Jackson Powers Johnson. I don't know much about him. Jackson Powers Johnson is a good player. One thing about college is that I follow college to an extent and certain teams, but the reality is I really don't start focusing and doing my full due diligence until they make an NFL team. They're on an NFL roster, and a lot of times, obviously, I'm dealing with offensive positions in regards to both sides, obviously, but. With fantasy sports, it's offensive positions mainly for me. So a lot.
We're watching what happened. The pick is in. Okay. Aaron Donald. Was that one of the ones you mentioned? I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at this. Aaron Darnold. Donald is the pick.
No. Aaron Donald. He plays for the Rams.
Oh,
you knew that. Oh,
I know that.
Man.
It's late, guys. I've been up since 6 this morning.
Yeah.
That's why you're the talent.
Aaron Donald and the all-time greats. There could be another Aaron Donald, but that's Aaron Donald.
Maybe unretired and re-entered for the draft.
That's a future Hall of Fame.
I want to make a clip out of that.
That's a future first ballot Hall of Famer, Aaron Donald. That I'll be happy when he's gone because he wreaks havoc on my teams as well as other teams. Super talented guy, one of the best all time.
After this, we got the Steelers. Possibly.
Well, we know the Steelers are not going quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
Yeah. So, interesting. So, after just getting into the playoffs last season, losing to the Bills in the first round, they might be looking at, I don't know, what weapon do you give Russell Wilson, or if you have to, Justin Fields?
Well, they lost Deontay Johnson.
Yep.
And so they got, of course, Mr. Pickens.
Yeah.
So they got Pickens. That's a young receiver.
He looked good, but I think a lot of the problem was
he had Pickens. No one throwing to him.
Yeah, it was just not.
Pickett killed Pickens.
Yeah, Pickett to Pickens never got off the ground like I wanted to.
In the beginning, it got off the ground.
For that.
Yeah, that failed. All right, here we go. Cornerback or edge rusher? Yeah, Verse. There we go. I called it. Florida State, Jared Verse, edge rusher. Talented guy on a talented team. Florida State has came back. That used to be a top tier team all those years in the 90s and whatnot, and they kind of dropped off in that ACC, and they were back this year. Obviously, we know how they got snubbed in the Bulls, when they lost their quarterback. But yeah, that's a good pick. That is a good pick for that team. Rams going to continue the tradition on defense.
All right, got 7 minutes to go for the Steelers to be up on stage with their pick. We were just talking about that they already have the offensive weapons that they decided they want. This could be another defensive or possibly an offensive tackle. Russell Wilson
Yeah, let me see what.
was so let's digress for a second. While you're looking at it, answer this question.
Mhm.
Do you think Russell Wilson has just declined, or do you think it was a result of being on the Denver Broncos? And that's not a knock to the Broncos. It's just maybe that wasn't the system for him.
No, I think that he has definitely dropped off. I think Seattle did not. Seattle, pretty much ran him out of town and didn't want to wash their hands of him because I think that whatever he had, they felt wasn't there anymore and definitely wasn't worth the money. So I'm not going to blame Denver. We're going to find out in Pittsburgh, right? Because Mike Tomlin has a history of winning. The guy in his entire career as a head coach has never coached under 500. Never.
Yes, he made that intact last year.
Yeah,
and
never coached under 500. So he's been a 500 or above, usually above, more times than not. So, and Russell Wilson's going to have a really good defense, and he's got pressure. He's got Justin Fields behind him. So,
so the question is: do you think Russell Wilson can find life with the Steelers, or is it too little, too late, and that's not going to be any different?
Well, here's the deal with Pittsburgh. Justin Fields and Russell Wilson are in the last year of their deals, or however it works.
Right.
Pittsburgh is only paying Russell Wilson like a couple $1 million this year.
And
then Denver's paying it.
The Broncos are footing the bill for Russell Wilson.
Exactly. And Justin Fields, he's in his rookie deal. So the reality is that they're going to get a look at both players if need be and make a decision, and it could be, and they got both of them for next to nothing, right? So it's like you take a flyer, because like I said, Denver's been in a struggle. That ever since John Elway, they had problems. They lucked into Peyton Manning, made a great selection there, and he won them a Super Bowl, got them to 2 Super Bowls. But then you look at the other situation where they did the same thing. Russell Wilson thought they could strike lightning could strike twice with Russell Wilson, and he was a dud from jump.
Pick is in for the Steelers.
Pick is in, and I'm going to say, okay, so they need wide receiver. They could use a center. They need a defensive back and a defensive tackle. So let's see, wide receiver, center, defensive back. So I'm going to go with okay. They're going to go with Graham Barton, center, Duke University. That's my pick. Steelers go with Graham Barton, center, Duke University.
What is it you like about that?
I mean, he's a solid center. He's top on the board, best center in the draft. So I mean, it's not a sexy pick. I mean, but center
is never.
But center is a key pick, right? So I mean, I think that it depends, unless they see something down the line, but they are looking for a center. Otherwise, it comes down to maybe they go with Terrion Arnold of Alabama, Cooper DeJean. I mean, the Iowa standout defensive back. He's up there as a top choice. And then you have Newton at defensive tackle. I mean, and they do have wide receiver on there too. So the question is being that they just got done losing Deontay Johnson and they only have George Pickens, and after that it gets really sketchy. Do they go with? Maybe they don't go with that center. Maybe they go with Brian Thomas of LSU.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that it's going to be one of 3 players. I'm going to say it's either going to be Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver LSU, Graham Barton, center Duke University. Otherwise, they're going to go with a corner. So it's one of those 3. But I'm gonna put it down as wide receiver first, and Brian Thomas Jr., followed by Graham Barton for center. So if anyone has an opinion in there about that, let me know what you guys think as far as who the Steelers are going to be taking. Let me do some work on, let's see here. Yeah, Jackson Pollard Johnson. I mean, you're talking about the number 2 center. So, yeah, I can see where that would come into play and be important for you guys in Detroit. So I wasn't familiar with him, but he is the number 2 in the position rank for the draft. It does seem like he's down the trough a little bit, though. So I feel like they could trade their pick. Detroit could trade their pick in the first round and come and get him later, maybe. But it's hard to say. He's a number 2 center, so I don't know exactly all the needs as far as center goes for certain teams this year. But yeah, like I said, center is a very staple part of an offensive line. You know, just ask Jason Kelsey. So
when he's not out partying with his
when he's not
brother
when he's not
future
shirtless
sister-in-law.
drinking a beer in the
Or who is he? Who did he slam this past WrestleMania? Was it the Judgment Day? I forgot who they went after.
Oh, I can't remember either. All right, here we
Yes.
go. Here we go. So Brian Thomas Jr. or Graham Barton.
Yeah, Walter Payton Award. Eli Manning's won that.
The most important thing, only 4 more picks till the Green Bay Packers pick.
Who are we saying now for the Steelers? Were you saying
Um,
Gene or
I had 2 that I thought, and I think it's either going to be Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver LSU, or it's going to be Graham Barton.
Oh,
Wow. Wait, it says guard,
guard, yeah.
but he said tackle.
Wow.
Oh, this guy. Okay. Pittsburgh likes their linemen.
Yeah, definitely want to work out the old steel curtain.
Let me see here. Troy Fontana. Where was he at? Oh, yeah. You know what? He was the second best on the board available. Offensive guard.
That's a happy boy on the phone, just crying away.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. Pittsburgh likes. They got a couple good running backs, and they're always working on offensive line. So, up comes Miami. Shout out to our buddy Anthony.
So, I was just wondering with you, like with the Miami Dolphins. So, you keep Tua on his feet.
Uh-huh.
The team is scary, but they give up a lot of points.
Right.
So, and the defense had holes the whole season. Do you think this is a clear defensive pick?
Yeah, defense tackle or tight end is what I'm thinking. Let me see here.
A little under 3 minutes left to go for the Finns to get on the board.
I think they're going to go with Jazan Newton of Illinois.
Jason's got his pick locked in. You know, it's nice when you see someone appreciative of this opportunity. And if Brock Purdy proved anything last season, you know, I don't want to say it doesn't matter where you get picked, that you have an opportunity, but you can make the most of it anywhere you get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, there we go. The 6 Dolphins fans who still remain. Rey Mysterio on the left. Pick is in.
Are they going to commercial?
Yeah. The pick is in.
Jazon Newton, I think. I think that's what they're going to go with. They could go edge rusher and go with Chop Robinson. But I think they're going to go with Jazon Newton. Let me see this. Yeah, edge rusher. Edge rusher and defensive tackle. So, so I'm going to say, it's going to either be Jazon Newton or Chop Robinson. Those are my lock it in. What's Anthony doing? Is he working?
No, he'd work from home either way.
Oh. Tell him to get on the stream. Why?
He has his reasons. You know what's nice not seeing for every commercial is one of the frickin' BetMGM commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Those were thrown all over the place all during the season.
Yeah.
You know, that was the biggest hustle with the BetMGM commercials. There was the one, well, there's many with Jamie Foxx, but there's one where he's like on the phone when the guy's playing tennis and he's asking for advice, and he keeps saying things about the tennis game that Jamie Foxx is taking as advice. Okay, but what?
Amanda's texting me that.
No.
At work. Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. It's okay.
Shit, my bad.
Yeah. There was just something about what he said. He ends up saying, let's go with our gut. Like, that was the advice he thought he got. And that's, like, the worst advice you can give anybody to do for sports betting. Oh, just go with your gut.
Go with your gut.
Go with your gut.
The dangerous term.
And, like, some people will say, well, I understand sports betting. That's kind of a joke. I go, yeah, a lot of people don't understand that's a joke.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good advice, but it's not exactly. That's why they call it gambling, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, it's only gambling if you lose.
I think it's gambling both sides, but gamblers are the most superstitious people, though. I can tell you now. It's the one thing you want to do is, like, if your team's winning or a gambler's team is winning, and you say something positive, or like, "Oh, you got this one locked up," that's like yelling seven on it. That's like yelling seven on a table.
So, I wish this was something I could have filmed years ago, but I was waiting for somebody out inside of a casino. And I remember, I forgot why I did it. I put a $100 bill in a couple of video poker machines and immediately cashed it out. So when you do that, whether you bet or not, it shows the last cash out was $100. And I imagined, I wish I had this in like a hidden camera where, like, you know, like we see the spy camera, it's black and white, and they put that circle around the thief walking.
All right.
I wish they had circled the machines, because in the next like 10 minutes I was sitting there, I watched like 5 people sit down, many of who sat down at the machine I just cashed out. It's like they saw it just recently hit for $100 and they moved to a different machine. Like, the only machines not being played were the ones that cashed out for a large amount. Like, it was superstition that if you saw that, the machine already paid out.
Right, yeah.
I've always wanted to go back and do that. Take a bunch of 100 bills, find a bank of machines, put it in, cash it out, go sit back behind the machines, and film it, and see what the reaction is to the machine.
Yeah. People that play slot machines are super superstitious.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, here we go. What do you think the Dolphins go with?
I said defense, 100%. I don't know the different players, but I would almost say probably... I would say defensive tackle.
I'm pretty sure it's either going to be Chop Robinson or Newton. The pick is in.
linebacker.
Chop Robinson it is. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. On the clock, the Philadelphia Eagles. We know they're not going to go. Well, you know what's interesting now? Now you start talking about best availables, right? The Philadelphia Eagles, if you look at what their needs are, cornerback, defensive tackle, cornerback, offensive tackle, offensive guard, wide receiver. So I am thinking
They might go Mitchell.
they locked up their wide receiver 1 and 2, so they don't need to go wide receiver for sure. I think they're happy in that spot. They might go who? Mitchell?
Kenyon Mitchell
From Toledo.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he is the number 1 cornerback on the depth chart right now in a draft.
Well, because obviously you don't need a running back in Philadelphia right now. And you're looking pretty decent at wide receiver, giving the extension to A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say that they're going to go one of the 3 top corners. It just kind of comes down to who they prefer. I mean, even 4, Nate Wiggins. Kool-Aid, he's number 4 in that. But, I mean, I'm thinking that they're going to go, let's see, Arnold is 6 foot. Cooper is 6'1". Wiggins is 6'1", 173. That's fairly... Boy, oh boy. I'm going to say that they're going to go Terry and Arnold. I think that Philly goes with Terry and Arnold, but I would not be shocked if it was Cooper DeJean or Nate Wiggins.
A little under 3 minutes left to pick, but Roger Goodell's walking to the stage, so the pick might already be in, even though it's not updated yet on the screen. So bringing another guest onto the stage, possibly to do the pick. They're going to introduce him first while the Eagles are still on the clock. Remind me, I got 2 things to tell you later.
Okay.
I don't remember what it is.
Oh, look at there. He got his extension today.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting if they went...
I think our fantasy team is also going to extend A.J. Brown.
Yep.
Pretty sure we're... Sorry, anybody's watching from our fantasy league. There you go. Spoilers. We're keeping A.J. Brown.
Yeah, A.J. Brown is
If you didn't
getting
think
kept.
we were...
A.J. Brown's getting kept for sure, and we're going to spoil it. Jonathan Taylor also. 2 picks for sure. Lock it in. The nuts.
All right, minute 40. They're discussing. The phone is being handed over. They are talking.
Oh, he's talking to the player I think they're looking at, possibly. Eagles feeling good. That is a franchise that's feeling good because they just signed Saquon Barkley.
As a team that's feeling broke and also like we can't
There he
screw
is.
this up again. I called this one.
God, everything's set up. Everything's been offense. So Green Bay. Oh, Green Bay.
Oh, you guys have like 4 cornerbacks you guys can pick from now at this point. So you guys...
Well, as long as it doesn't go cornerback like Dallas, who knows what Dallas is going to go with, I mean, best available. Now you start talking about, man, there's a pretty good center there available, and I think Green Bay could use a center possibly. No, I think there's someone else that could play center too.
All right, pick is in.
The other guy that Green Bay might go with is Kool-Aid.
We were saying Kool-Aid already, yeah.
Kool-Aid. I think Kool-Aid could be. I think it's gonna be Cooper or Kool-Aid for Green Bay.
Wiggins or Mitchell, I think, in this case. That would be pretty crazy, but...
See, I'm gonna go Arnold. Arnold or Mitchell. Arnold or Mitchell. One of them. Arnold or Mitchell. But Wiggins could be a sleeper. Like Clemson University pedigree. It looks like a group of guys in a frat.
Here we go.
Oh
We have a
boy!
misplaced Raiders fan in Eagles gear on the screen right now.
Wow.
3 picks away from your team.
You know that guy shows up every year to the draft. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Jacksonville will be on the clock next, and then followed by Dallas, and then some other team. What do you think? Let's move ahead to Jacksonville. What does Trevor Lawrence need on that team to be successful and not screw up parlays for the rest of the season?
Stay healthy.
So,
'cause
well,
he
well,
can't
no,
seem
but
to
as
do
far
that.
as player wise, I think we got. Are we locking up our tight end?
Okay, so I think that
Our $1.
it's we don't know. We wanted that we got to keep that.
Trust me, nobody from our fantasy football thing is watching.
That's got to keep. That's a good point. So you know what? I think that they might go for Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver, Jacksonville, because they need some help there. I mean, Christian Kirk should be healthy, hopefully, but they might go wide receiver.
Is Jacksonville on the clock now? Because I see that clock ticking down in the back.
It's possible.
Yeah,
'Cause
maybe they're trying to speed it through the last rounds. Did you ever collect football cards?
yeah,
You did
a little
football?
bit. Not as much as basketball and baseball.
Part of me kind
When I
of
was-
wants to, just for the fun of it now, but it's too expensive. It's for just for fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of Eagles and Packers,
Eagles versus Packers.
yep. Playing in Brazil could be that might mess with people.
It's the first game of the year, so that's good.
Yeah, it's good because you have an excuse if you lose, but it being the first game of the year. All right, guys, here we go. Picks in.
Oh, this guy's making the pick.
Huh. Pretty cool. I'm going to take your job from you.
Well, I mean, I said one of the two, but you did.
I just said one.
You
I
called it
just
out.
one and done.
You called it out. You called it.
All right, back to Jacksonville now.
I mean, he went to Toledo, though. I mean, we'll see where that goes. But all right, Jacksonville. So if I have to say Jacksonville, what kind of needs do they have? Yeah, cornerback, wide receiver, defensive tackle. So if we really break it down, cornerback, wide receiver, defensive tackle, boy, oh boy.
Do you think they go corner?
I mean, you're looking at of the 4 available, top available yet, right? Arnold, cornerback, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Cooper DeJean, cornerback, Iowa. Number 4 is defensive tackle, and number 5 best available overall, wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. So it comes down to which ones they think are going to be more of an impact right now, or like I don't know what they're thinking. If they're
Mitchell is probably definitely the best cornerback out of those 4.
Well, Mitchell's gone. You mean Mitchell who just
No,
got
I was
now?
just saying he's probably of the 4.
Yeah, he was number 1. He was number 1.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Mitchell, so I can't speak on him either way. This is interesting. I don't know what they're gonna. Doug Peterson, are they gonna go for defense? I mean,
You know what I've wondered about this too?
in
When
that division, go ahead.
No, please finish. I was making a
No,
reference to something else.
in that division, they gotta now all of a sudden you got such a potent offensive division. A defensive back might be prudent. So what were we gonna say?
I actually already forgot because I am that tired. But that's okay. Jacksonville, a little under 4 minutes to go. I think we're in consensus. This is going to be another cornerback being taken.
Yeah, I mean the number one quarterback, not number one, but number two quarterback is available. So I'm thinking they're either going to go. I guarantee you Green Bay is hoping they don't go corner. Because I don't think Dallas is going corner. So if Jacksonville doesn't go corner.
All right, Jaguars pick is in.
What is Dallas going to go? Let me see about that. So
It's interesting. The first half of the draft was all offensive heavy. And now I think we're about to have like just a rush of all the defensive players, especially with the cornerbacks being the top remaining.
right.
Very, very offensive heavy.
All right, so I'm going to tell you right now who Dallas is going to take. I'm going to give you a little look ahead. Dallas is going to take Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver.
Okay. I believe you.
Now, could they take defense? Let me think here again. Dallas.
Now again, this pick was traded down with the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
So the Jaguars had something in their
So
plan where they felt okay dropping to number 23. Their draft board had something they felt comfortable, unless they felt based on the way the draft was going. When you drop this low, you can get a cornerback, a great cornerback.
well, they got an extra pick, too, probably, because they switched.
There will be some pick involved in that.
A lot of corners available, so they wanted to go cornerback.
And I think they saw the teams that were in between them and the Vikings. If they traded down, they're like, well, one of the four is going to be available, even if
Right.
there's a rush.
So if they had, like, say, 3 that they were content with if the other 2 disappeared, then that would make sense, right? That
Right.
they could wait for him. So I'm under that. I like your logic. You're getting good at this.
I'm good at analysis. I may not be good
So
at
I'm
stats, but
I'm
good
gonna
at like maneuvering.
You've convinced me that they're gonna go corner because that makes sense. Unless they're gonna go receiver and they figured that receiver would drop, which that's leaning towards it
Well,
too.
look at it this way: whichever way they wanted to go, they could definitely get it.
Yeah.
Right? If they got lucky and a receiver they wanted drops to 23, then you get it. If not, you got your cornerback.
Yeah, I think they're going corner, but I think the sleeper would be the wide receiver. Now, I think Dallas may go wide receiver if Jacksonville doesn't.
Did you close out your viewing of it? I want to make sure we didn't get knocked off again.
No, I didn't close it out.
Let's look at it.
It shows 2 on mine.
Okay. Want to make sure the stream didn't get stopped again. It was delayed.
Oh, now it's down to 1.
It's all right. All right, who's joining up with the Jags? Nope. They took it from Dallas.
See what Brian Thomas says? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, did you? Oh, I thought you thought they were going to go to Dallas.
No, I said
oh.
I said it'd either be a corner or Brian Thomas. I thought Brian
Gotcha.
Thomas. So, you know what? That's good news because guess what? Dallas isn't going to go corner. So Green Bay is going to have their pick of the litter on defense.
Yep. Oh, I just got a text from somebody asking me, do you think they're going to advertise this as Big Penix Energy in Atlanta?
Huh. I don't know. All right, so it's very clear now. I'm trying to figure out why he dropped. Let's see here. Okay, so wow, this is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna say. Okay, just because I don't think Dallas is going to take a corner. I think that Green Bay's either going to go with Terrion Arnold at Alabama or the favorite Cooper DeJean. Now, I mean, it depends how they feel about Kool-Aid McKinney, but I feel like he's a dangerous punt returner too. I think they're going to go Cooper. Yeah, Green Bay's going to take Cooper DeJean, or they're going to take Terrion Arnold. Let me see here. Let me see if I can.
I know no one's there right now. There, you go.
Give me 1 second.
No, I know, but when you're live, if we have people, we can't just give you 1 sec.
Oh yeah.
I'm not critical at all. I'm recording stuff to talk about it next week with you.
Right.
There'll be a lot of spots where you're just looking at the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I'm talking to you, like, yeah, like you're not engaged. And I was gonna say, I think honestly, if we do this next year, you need someone like Peter instead of me. Because this isn't this. I'm listening to the live drafts on here, trying to get things to say,
Mm-hmm.
trying to see what they're doing. It's way different.
Listening to who? Who you listening?
About 5 or 6 different,
Oh, are you?
and it's all different, but it's all continual noise. It's all continual talking. Some people are very analytical. They're talking back to like what was it, what's his name?
Bo Nix.
They're talking about what a great coach he's working for. Here's now, granted, that's not necessarily our expertise,
Right.
right? That's part of the problem. Peter probably better than that than me.
Right.
But also then so fascinating. I'm listening to Tom Brosey.
Yeah.
Is 19,000 people watching? He's doing nothing but giving shout outs to people in the chat who are giving him money. And then he's like, okay, Dallas is on the board. All right, who are they going to go with? Thanks to so-and-so for the $20. Thanks for the $50. I think that's right. Packers all year, baby. Okay, they take so-and-so. Okay,
I mean, he's become so famous now.
He's literally doing no analysis whatsoever. He's just constantly giving shout-outs to people.
Right.
And then listening to NFL Today, that's all the whole production. That's all normal commentator. But a lot of us is just sitting there looking at the phone. Well, I think maybe... Well, let me see what we got. Well, it could be... That's the problem.
Right. See,
No, but I'm glad everybody's there. And,
I mean, the draft isn't my strong.
No, I know. But it's fun to watch and see. And,
Yeah.
actually, but by going through this, I'm actually learning a little bit more about analyzing the process by which teams are making moves and everything. I mean, I've watched football since the 90s.
Right.
And I've gotten heavier into it since we became friends and a little bit into the draft. I was always like, okay, whatever, the draft.
Right.
But I'd watch it each year. This is probably the very first draft I've watched all the way from the beginning. And because now I've watched so much damn football with you, and we analyze every single game like each week almost, whether it's on the podcast
Yep.
or in the casino, that I've come to learn more about every single team and the needs. So it's kind of fun to look at.
Wow, Dallas taking them to the wire. Look at that.
Possible trade? You never know when it goes this close, but
Is he going to say the pick is in? If they miss it,
if they miss it after 21 years, the Vikings won't be the last team to completely miss their pick window. Oh, the pick is in. So,
Rob,
Dallas,
are you in there? If you're in the chat, Rob,
this is your moment, Rob. If you're still out
who
there.
are you hoping for, Rob? Who are you hoping for? If you're in the chat, comment to us. Let me know what you think. Who are you hoping for?
Oh, look. Is that Dak Prescott? Oh, wait, no. Oh, it is a trade. Rob G, it's a trade.
Detroit.
Trading
Detroit.
How happy is this crowd right now?
They're scooping in front of the Packers. That was planned. That shit was planned.
What? There's a strategy to this, you're saying?
If they take a corner, I am gonna be sick.
All right, guys. So here we have it. Lions are leapfrogging over the Green Bay Packers.
Detroit moves
Their pick
up.
is in. The Cat in the Hat in Detroit just got mugged down the street, but still happy to be there.
I think Dallas wanted their receiver, and when the receiver got scooped, I think that they
got
said,
Hard Hat Harry hanging out with the Cat. And this city is excited for potentially a second run at the playoffs.
who are the Lions going to take?
Possibly a little bit of mind games going on here in a.
I'm trying to figure out if they traded spots or if they are
No,
going to.
the Lions were 29th. Now Dallas
It
is
still
29th.
shows 29, though. So I wonder if they're trading spots or if they just trading up and give something else up.
Well, they got to be getting something else.
Okay.
Not out of the kindness of their hearts, because the Dallas Cowboys have no reason to screw over the Packers.
All right. We need to hope that it's not going to be a DB. Don't be Cooper DeJean or Terry and Arnold. I guess unless Green Bay has a preference of one or the other, they both can't be gone. So Green Bay's going. God, they could go defensive tackle too, but I don't think they will.
Has that band been singing after every single pick? They must be getting exhausted up there.
They're in Detroit, man. Why is Eminem not performing?
Because he probably demanded more money than Kirk Cousins did for one season.
Okay, so Green Bay.
Yep, Arnold or Cooper. We agree, James. All right, Cat in the Hat getting a lot of screen time right now.
Arnold or Cooper?
Crazed Lion fan now on the screen. Guy wishing he wasn't standing next to him. We got a cheesehead standing in between a bunch of lions, risking his life right now. How much does he stand out right now, Jason? That giant piece of cheese just hanging around. Like, did he
right.
wander
There's
into the
one
wrong
guy in
section?
there.
He's got a death wish.
I'm happy with Arnold or Cooper, James. So
That's why I think I said earlier when it was Aaron Donald, I was like, oh, I was thinking of this guy for some reason. I was munging together Aaron Darnold and Terry and Arnold.
I think I'll probably go Arnold with the pedigree of Alabama, corner out of Alabama. He's the second best quarter off the board.
Roll Tide.
And to be honest, if you think about the history of really good cornerbacks and even the cornerbacks in the league right now, yeah, I just don't know. I think that it's going to be, I think it's going to be Arnold. But Cooper's fine. Cooper's got an inch height. He might be a little more versatile in multiple schemes. But I think Arnold.
I think the Detroit fans who came out for this one are pleasantly surprised.
What? They're grandstanding
happy.
here. This pick has been in for a while. It's just like this Detroit's moment, right? These fans are.
Maybe they couldn't find the hat or the jersey to give the guy who's coming up.
Yeah,
There we go.
The pick is in, but yet.
I kind of now want the Cat in the Hat to make the announcement. I've seen him so many times on the
Whoa!
screen.
Now it makes sense.
All right. That dude on the right's going to declare for the draft like in 2 years. He's so freaking tall. Yeah, definitely Arnold and Cooper back-to-back is a high probability. I mean, it's some of the best players left right now, and it fills needs both teams need.
I'm telling you, they made this move because they're trying to snipe the Packers. It's crazy.
All right. Yep.
Those bastards.
All right. Well, you're getting Cooper, I guess.
They did that intentionally
What, made a move to be better than their opponents in their league? Of course.
to snub Green Bay.
It's not to snub Green Bay.
Yes, it is. They're not a coincidence. They
Okay.
they
Easy,
sniped them
easy,
ahead of
easy,
Green Bay. They
easy,
sniped them ahead of Green Bay.
Easy. What purpose does it serve?
So Green Bay, because they wanted him, they wanted to taking it from Green Bay. The thing
I
is,
understand, but what benefit does that do to the Lions in this one instance?
I mean,
For 2 games this season to possibly trade away draft picks that further down the line just to upset your team.
well, I don't know if they're getting upset. But Green Bay.
Well, it's snubbing them.
Well, here's the thing. Green Bay. I don't really know as far as what Green Bay thought would be available. I don't know if Arnold was supposed to be available in this spot.
Oh, probably not. No,
Right?
I don't think so.
So the thing is as far as who Green Bay, I mean, if you look at it right now, as far as who Green Bay, this could shock you. They may go Kool-Aid, okay?
Okay.
Because Kool-Aid actually was at Lambeau and they met with him in person, right? So Cooper DeJean seems to be the favorite, right? That's all I've heard about for the last umpteen weeks. I haven't heard anything about Arnold. I don't think Green Bay expect him to be there. But
Well, in 8.5 minutes, we're going to find out.
I think it's either Cooper or Kool-Aid.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
How would you feel about that? You'll feel okay either way, right?
Yeah, I said either one. Take your pick. I mean, I don't know much about Arnold. I know obviously he's the number 2 cornerback available in the draft. I know that he comes from Alabama, which is obviously a hell of a pedigree, hell of a school. So one would assume that, in theory, the better player would go to Alabama as opposed to Iowa, right?
Right.
I know that statistically there's pretty much almost 0 cornerbacks in the NFL that are white dudes that are decent, and Cooper DeJean's a white dude, so that's a rare position. So
Okay.
I don't know why that is, but that's just one position that literally that statistic runs
Well,
true.
I turn the lights green to wish you good luck. So
I mean, pick is in. All right.
Wow. Well, they knew where they were going.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think they were gonna either go Kool-Aid or Cooper.
Yes.
I think it's Cooper. I think they go Cooper.
Oh, you guys can't hear me. Okay.
Fun fact: Green Bay's number 1 draft pick last year. What happened?
They're saying that my mic's not coming up. I'm gonna check out and see.
Green Bay's number 1 draft pick.
Temporary mic.
Green Bay's number 1 draft pick last year was from Iowa, linebacker or defensive end from Iowa. So this would be teammates.
All right. Yeah, I'm not. James, I'm using a temporary mic because it's my fault tonight. Kind of came a last-minute setup due to some other commitments. Unfortunately,
He says there you go. Can you
I
hear
know.
me?
I heard myself too just now. So this mic is on its way out. This is his last. There will be a microphone draft next week. I'll be making the first 3 picks, possibly from different. I don't know. I'm trying to make a
Here
joke
we go.
here,
This
but-
is the pinnacle part.
All
of
right,
the
guys.
draft
Everybody
right
stare
here.
at Jason and watch his face either be in joy, disgust, or absolute disbelief.
No, it's going to be joy because it's going to be one of the two. It's going to be Cooper or Kool-Aid, and I'm fine with either one.
And then will you immediately tell us how he's a beast? He's going to feast, and he's the best thing ever. And now there's 8 young players on the Packers team.
Oh, I mean, Green Bay is just going to, regardless, they're going to be feasting. That's all there is to it.
All right. Well, the pick is in. We got the interview first with the newest Detroit Lion. In case you don't have the sound on, he's saying we're here just to snub the Packers. That was the plan. They called me and said My man, we want to make the Packers get pissed off, and Jason the Feather really upset. Would you mind if we took you at number 24? And he said, I'm all about that. I even got a picture of Jordan Love in my jersey as a kid, and I'm going to go ahead and pounce all over him this season. So
it won't matter who Detroit takes because Detroit is going to get toasted by the wide receivers of Green Bay anyway, regardless.
I think you're all going to fall to the mighty Minnesota Vikings, and not much is going to happen. You're going to have no excuse at the end of the season when the Vikings win the division. All right, Cat in the Hat is happy. Yeah, that's confirmed. And what's the weather in Detroit right now, do you think? I can look it up, but that takes effort. I want to say it's like 50s.
I have no idea what the weather is there. Probably.
50s with a chance of mugging and robbery on the way out, so be careful.
A chance?
Well.
All right, we it's okay. I get it. They're pumping up. It's the Detroit guy. Oh, come on.
See, Jason, that's how you do social media. Take a lesson from this right now so we can grow. That's what you do. That picture is going to go viral in moments. And he got the cat in the hat. I mean, how do you not have the cat in the hat there? Yes, clearly I'm obsessed by. Oh, there's the one random cheesehead. And someone didn't get the memo and they wore a sombrero instead of a cheese hat.
All right, here we go. Pick is in. Give it to me.
Pick has been in.
What do you got?
The stage is lit green and yellow.
Oh, yeah. Green and yellow. Green and yellow. Let's go.
Packers fans' blood is slowly pumping through their clogged arteries. Excited to hear the future of their team.
Rob G., how do you feel about Dallas trading away their pick to the Detroit Lions? You feel okay about it, or should they went with somebody? I think they traded away because they wanted that wide receiver, and when that fell short.
The pick is in, G.
Green Bay might be the best.
No, they said they're in the best division, not they are the best in the division.
Cooper DeJean. I think it's Kool-Aid. God.
Look at those stunned faces, including this one. Jason, Jordan Morgan, we didn't discuss him one bit whatsoever. What's your thoughts? Oh, I'm not recording this. That was the short, and I didn't record it.
How many didn't record it?
Now the recording wasn't going. Jason, you have an audience.
I don't understand this. Like what? I mean, offensive tackle was on the list by far, but I can't question their play because they've been doing really good with their drafts. I mean, but I mean they did make some moves and.
Tampa Bay Bucks now on the clock.
What is happening, Mike?
How will they keep Mike Evans alive and healthy the older he gets?
Mike, how does this happen? Like,
because I was expecting it to happen. I wanted to see your reaction to it. We got it. You got the honest reaction.
I mean,
I kind of wish you had verbalized it, but I mean,
it was shock. I don't even like I mean, offensive tackle was like on their list of needs.
Their list or your list?
Green Bay's one of their top lists. So, I mean, it just lost 2 tackles, right? So
yeah, you guys did lose some defense.
Why do these guys not look like they're super happy? I mean...
Oh, this guy's going viral, too, right after the Detroit Lions Cat in the Hat. So, I mean, look, you still have a good team.
I don't know.
I guess it really didn't cost you anything. Hey, Jason... Look at it this way. Maybe Detroit just got screwed. If you think they were really trying to leapfrog you to screw you guys up, it didn't cost them anything. It didn't cost the Packers anything.
Do you think Green Bay is trying to work it out to maybe move up to take one of those corners that might be available? I'm going to make a bold prediction that Green Bay is going to trade up for another pick in the first to take Kool-Aid.
What's their next pick, though? What can they trade? Who are they going to trade it to? When do they pick again?
Well, if you look at the...
Isn't it round 2?
Well, round 2 is when they pick again.
Yeah.
But they have 2 second-round picks. The thing is, they're at the end of the thing. So right now, you have Dallas that moved in where Detroit was, right? So you got
Right.
Tampa, Arizona, Buffalo, Dallas, Baltimore, San Francisco, Kansas
Yeah,
City.
Socks and a Duck. I actually realized I wasn't recording that bit because we were just testing tonight, and I need to have some kind of video of Jason's face
I mean,
in stunned silence for like a minute when that happened. I'll have to download the live stream, and I'm gonna make
the
that's gonna
only
be the
thing
next
that I
short.
can do to make sense of this, they needed an offensive tackle. I don't know much about this particular offensive tackle, but Green Bay knows how to pick them.
Your
right?
theory holds. Maybe they are going to trade back up into the first round.
So yeah,
But they need to do it quick.
there's still 7 picks in there.
Yeah, but there's only 2 more cornerbacks left that are really worth drafting.
well, that's not true. I mean, it's
Well, top tier we're trading for. Otherwise, you hope they fall to you in the second round.
Jordan Morgan. Let me see what his ranking was.
Maybe they just want another Jordan on the team.
Ah,
Oh,
he was. I mean, grade of 86 is good. He was the 8th best offensive tackle, left tackle. Let's
in
see
what
here.
college? Like based on all.
No, in the draft. He's
Oh, okay.
eighth
I was
ranked
gonna
best. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so he started 37 games as at left tackle for Arizona. Big hands. He's tough to beat when he gets inside the pass, in pass pro. Great body control. Gets in the position. Walls off defenders in run game. He has short arms, I guess, for an offensive tackle. So he may need to move the guard, they said. But he has a frame and skill set to quickly develop into a starter. They say they expect him to move inside once he's in the pros. The Packers will shuffle the offensive line with Zach Tom potentially moving to center in the future.
They already have an analysis up on there. You're
Yep,
looking at.
yep.
Wow.
Coming into play, his experience at
All
tackle.
right, Buccaneers pick is in. Well, we kind of just stopped. We're still on the Packers. I had a feeling this would happen after the Packers draft. So
So
Buccaneers. It's okay.
Buccaneers.
Start working. Oh, apparently.
Well, we know that they're not going to be
All right.
drafting a quarterback.
Something's popping up on my screen right now for the picks because it shows the Cardinals trading. Was that earlier? No.
No. Oh, the Cardinals are at 27.
Yes, but on here it's showing that was a trade. Hang on, I'm checking. I could be my mistake. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong thing. Well, I guess we'll see in a moment.
Oh, I mean, it's showing that they traded into that pick. Arizona traded into that pick, or it was from somebody else.
I thought those trades were shown today only, not from in the past. I got you.
Because Arizona made a pick. Remember, they took Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, Buccaneers.
You want to throw something out there just for fun? Throw out some pick for the Bucks.
Yeah, I think what they're gonna do as far as the Buccaneers go. I believe that they're going to take a center. They're going to take the center from Duke. What the hell? He had like a weird bug or something.
Nevada, summertime, weird bugs.
Tampa Bay is going to go with center Graham Barton, Duke University. Lock it in. Back up to that, I would say Xavier Legette, South Carolina. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Adonai Mitchell.
All right, here the selection's in.
Graham Barton. Boom.
Yeah. So you can pick other people's teams except your favorite team. Apparently, that's the thing.
I mean, I know the analysis, but Green Bay has to have something up their sleeve. There's a bunch of cornerbacks that are log jammed here at the top, right? Okay, so of the remaining guys available still, right? Let's break it down. Now Graham Barton has dropped off, right? So now we got of the picks, we got cornerback. 1, 2, 3 out of 4. 3 out of the next 4 best are corners available. Let me go look and see. I think Cardinals are making a pick, but let me see if the Cardinals are going to look at cornerback. I think Green Bay's trying to make a move. I think Green Bay is going to try to make a move with, I don't know, maybe Buffalo or Dallas. I say Green Bay makes a move and makes a play with their utilizing their Jets pick in the second round and maybe something else. I think they may make a move with their Jets pick and maybe one other pick, and they're going to move in to take their corner they want. But I feel like they were strategic. They took that tackle for a reason, because I feel like maybe one of those teams that are in this first round would have took him. So they took him to force a hand for a trade. That's what I think maybe happened. I mean, maybe that's wishful thinking, but that's my... Unless Green Bay is feeling really good on their defense. I mean, Green Bay has not drafted an offensive position since when? Name the last offensive position drafted in the first round.
Again, I wouldn't even know where to guess. I could.
Jordan Love.
Okay.
He's the only first-round offensive position draft pick since 2011.
Wow.
Okay. Just keep those corners on the board. Keep the dream alive that we're going to be able to get a corner. I think Green Bay's going to move up to take Kool-Aid. I think that's I'm kind of leaning towards they have Kool-Aid on the radar the whole time. Jordan Morgan. Yeah, socks on a duck surprised the heck out of me. I mean, my facial recognition said it all. They got to have logic. Like I said, I think there's logic there. I feel like they needed an offensive tackle for sure, and they got one. They're always trying to stay young on the offensive line, and they just their oldest player in Bakhtiari is gone now. They replaced him. And this guy's versatile, right? So he can actually go down to guard if they need to. And I don't think they're done with offensive line. I think they're going to take a couple more offensive linemen for sure. They have 11 picks, and I think they're going to take at least 2, maybe 3 more offensive linemen. But I feel like they're going to take corner next. I think they're going to take corner, and that's. I'm just trying to see what situation. A lot of receivers. I mean, here's an interesting... Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle, Oklahoma. I mean, he's... Well, here's this weird. Look at this. Guyton was the 7th-ranked offense tackle, right? So he was one ahead of the other guy. But, yeah, Give me a recover push speed. Yeah, I don't know. Green Bay is definitely kind of...
Bill's got 2 minutes left here. Bill's got to do something. I think if they have another disappointing season, that team might dismantle.
Okay, so the Bills... I think the Bills go... all right, so the Bills did lose some defensive positions.
And they traded Diggs away.
So I'm going to say that the Bills are going to go... The Bills are going to go wide receiver.
Yeah, where you think they'd replace Diggs.
Yeah, and they don't... And Diggs and what's his name, too? The other guy. Shit. We had him on our... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He was a...
Oh, no, I had someone on my team that we did not have that I was very disappointed with the whole season.
Yeah.
But
my God. That's who I'm talking about. What's his name?
I can't remember.
He sucked that bad. That's why. But he's not on the team either anymore. So, I think
we have a trade alert. Is it
Packers?
the Packers?
Oh, what?
Jason's favorite,
Time
Kansas
out.
City Chiefs.
This is history.
This is history?
The Bills did the same thing in the first round for Patrick Mahomes. So what the Bills did is they traded, Kansas City traded up in the top 10 or whatever it was to snag Patrick Mahomes from the Bills. I mean, the Bills didn't want Patrick Mahomes in that spot, I think, obviously,
Yeah.
or whatever.
So,
But now they're doing it again. The Bills are letting Kansas City scoop them again.
define let, because it's not like they backdoored them. They agreed to something.
Well, right, but I'm saying is like, have they not learned their lesson that Kansas City? I mean, Kansas City. I mean, granted, they ended up with Josh Allen, so that was fine, right? But maybe not though, because Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately, not my favorite guy in the world, but he has a couple Super Bowls. So one would think that the Bills. Wow, here we go. I have no idea what the Chiefs. Oh, the Chiefs. You know what? I'm gonna say right now, the Chiefs lost a stud corner. So my take is that the Chiefs are going to go
Yes.
I don't think they're going to be going wide receiver unless they really like Adonai Mitchell. I mean, if they okay, so I'm going to say this. They're either going to go DB, defensive back, which is either going to be Cooper DeJean, but I think they might be going because at wide receiver we know that they're thin, right? So they're either going defensive back or wide receiver.
Okay.
And if they go wide receiver, it's very specifically going to be Adonai Mitchell, I'm not sure. So that's my thought. I think they're going to go, especially considering their wide receiver is going to miss time this year because of the fact that he decided to crash his car in a speed race and leave the scene. So he's guaranteed suspension time. So 100% lock it in, Adonai Mitchell. What do you think? What's
No, this one I don't know, because I can imagine Kansas City having a variety of needs, and I wish we would know what they actually gave up right now to see what they felt was worth trading up to this spot. That
Well, they only moved up 4, right?
exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Is like what was worth it to get now.
Yeah, receiver.
Yeah, I mean absolutely, but then. That's why you're saying if Donnie Mitchell, then it has to be right.
Because
The Rock.
Because I think that they're desperate for a receiver. They got one guy that's about to become a felon, perhaps.
All right.
Well, he is.
Jason's comments and thoughts on the legal status of any player.
He's facing felony charges right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 3.
I know.
Yeah, he's facing. They're going wide receiver. Lock it in. Adonai Mitchell.
Okay, Donnie Mitchell. It's locked in. Guaranteed who the Chiefs are taking if you have him on your bingo board.
But the sleeper right underneath there would be defensive back, and that would be.
So is this your 100% pick borderline?
No. My pick, my pick. Lock it in. Adonai Mitchell.
All right.
Oh, am I right? It's looking pretty good, huh?
Well, I mean, it's obviously the wide receiver, and who else is there really available?
What do you mean? There's a bunch. I said they're moving up to get a receiver because one of the receivers. Well, they got Tony
What
for God's
receiver
sake.
could they have not gotten 4 picks from now? That's what I'm saying. They definitely. I think you're
They
right.
have a
then.
very specific
Yes,
receiver.
Yes, I was agreeing with you if you listen.
Oh yeah, I'm still flustered about the Packers.
I knew what would happen. You would either be flustered or talking about it for the next 4 picks. So either way, it's all expected. All right, Chiefs picks is in. Chiefs pick.
Maybe the
is
Chiefs are
in.
going to try to go receiver. I mean, no. I mean, they traded that pick away, so.
Maybe they go quarterback. Since, according to you, Patrick Mahomes is no good.
Ugh.
Look at this one. Whoever it is, it's somebody new for you to complain about all season before they win another Super Bowl.
Saquon Barkley. 2 words.
It doesn't bother me. It's a game I don't get paid to play. I watch and I bet on it. So now you know what? When I'm forced to bet on the Eagles in a parlay, I'll feel better about it because they have a good running back. That's how I make my money. not by being a fan.
James, what do you think about the Packers pick?
Aw.
What's wrong with him?
It's a Make-A-Wish child.
He is?
No. I mean,
Him.
oh, it was him. I'm sorry. I thought you were introducing somebody else. Lock it in. Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy. Wait, what the heck?
Kansas City fans definitely happy.
Weirdly enough, he's a wide receiver from Texas.
Yep.
But Adonai Mitchell was ahead of him.
Just because they rank them a certain way on that doesn't mean that the draft people are going by.
No,
There
no,
could be
I
some fit that they feel is
no,
better
no,
for their team.
no. I know that. I'm just trying to figure out where the heck does.
Let's put it this way too. There are certain people who you think should be drafted higher and they aren't, and people who should have been drafted lower and they weren't.
All right, let me see what.
Got Tom Brady, unfortunately, as a perfect example, and Ryan Leaf on the opposite end of the spectrum. So rankings sometimes don't mean hill beans once you get them on that professional field.
5'11", 165. That's a tiny guy, huh?
That's a speed burst, though, if he can get the ball in his hands and get open field. I mean, we're watching him right here.
Yeah, it's his other counterpart who is 6'2", not 5'11", 205, and he's 6'3".
I couldn't hear over that, but I think they were saying he was averaging either 14 or 17 yards a catch in college.
Oh, wow.
I might have been wrong the way I heard that. It was 14 or 17 yards per something. Yeah, well, it definitely does seem like wide receiver for the Chiefs. You know, that's not bad. If you fall down to that pick and you get picked by the frickin' Chiefs, you probably feel pretty good. Especially as a wide receiver, knowing that team has holes there greatly. And you got Patrick Mahomes throwing to you.
I mean, there's something I like in him because he wasn't even. Yeah. Well, 4 picks left in the first round.
All right, guys, we got about another half hour with you. Thanks for hanging as we're testing this out and trying it out. I kind of want to get Jason to do Monday Night Football games, but it's only going to be fun if we get you guys to watch it with us. So the trick is finding out how to be able to get people easy to watch the game along with us too. Because you got, unless you're holding this on your phone in your lap or something, unless you're like me, you guys can't see it, but I got like 4 monitors and then some on my main computer station, so I can watch 3 games and a stream at the same time. It's all right. I want that guy's hat. That's pretty cool.
Cowboys pick is in.
All right, that's a very interesting blue hat. Rey Mysterio's cousin on the right this time. All right, the perennial disappointing. Them boys up with the pick.
All right, so
Let's see who they can pick so they can say next season with. That was fast.
offense tackle? No, wide receiver. Oh yeah, see, I was gonna say the offense tackle. The guy, that's. Well, I hopefully Green Bay didn't mess up because that guy. They took the other guy ahead of him.
Guys, I'm going to the playoffs and not making it any further. Yeah. Yes, mediocrity.
Dude, the guy next to him wearing a all Niners gear.
Is he really? Oh, he is. No, seriously, if you got drafted by the Packers, I would actually show up like in a Bears or Vikings jersey just to screw with you.
Huh? Now we know I give me to take them. Work in progress, they said.
Oh, Ravens pick is in already, so we're gonna be gone in a little bit here. So let's see, the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, so I think what we're going to see is Green Bay is going to move up with their second round pick, but in round two, and get that corner. Because I think they probably figure that Baltimore, San Fran, and now Buffalo. Now, surprisingly, Buffalo might come out ahead in this deal because Buffalo might figure that they can get one of those two wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one I thought they were going to take, there's two of them that rank higher. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. But, yeah, that could be good. They get that pick. So if Buffalo still gets wide receiver, arguably they could get the better wide receiver on paper, right? I mean, in the end, until they start playing football, who knows?
Well, that's a couple of fast picks. Oh, Jerry Jones is happy. That's a very, I want to say Star Wars type of, with him just sitting at the head of the table and all his yes men around him behind the logo of the Empire.
It's pretty much the Death Star.
It's his, yeah, it is. And pretty much you know what the Death Star does in every movie? Blows up. Just like the Dallas Cowboys.
True.
It looks like they're going to beat off those that doesn't sound right. Looks like they're going to defeat those pesky rebels, and then what do you know? That tiny chink in the armor is exposed.
Yep.
They blast one laser into it, and they're out of there.
Shout out to Rob G. I mean, how do you feel about that tackle pick? I mean, you like it?
All right. What player will help the Baltimore Ravens be overrated again this season? I'm only bitter about the Ravens because they beat the Giants back in.
You know, the Ravens might go receiver here. I think the Ravens go Adonai Mitchell. Ravens go Adonai Mitchell, wide receiver. Lock it in.
Just having fun tonight. We are down to the last two picks.
Well, after this one, there's two.
Yeah, they're down to the last.
Are they thinking they're going to go Cooper?
Two picks. Well, last time I had anybody named Edgerrin, he was a pretty good player. So.
3 of the top 4 players left right now are corners.
Yeah, I think they're all shocked right now.
But the thing is that after that, it's a whole bunch of receivers. So Green Bay must think they can still get.
Where is Green Bay tomorrow? Jason? Where's Green Bay tomorrow?
They pick. I think second round they pick 1, 2, 3. They pick 9th.
9th tomorrow.
So picking ahead of them is Carolina, New England, Arizona, Washington, Chargers, Tennessee, Carolina again.
All right, here come the Ravens pick.
Yep, they went
Yeah.
Wiggins.
Oh, he got so tired he changed his clothes so he can go home. Took off his suit. Thomas playing.
Is he actually there?
Yeah, that looks like, isn't that the green room? Look, I can't say anything after that kick-ass jacket that Justin Tibero wore for the Giants picking him. That was some bling right there.
Well, that's 2 to top 3 corners.
All right, next up, perennial second place, San Francisco 49ers. What do you think they take right here? They got some choices right now, I think, actually. I think they maybe have some people they weren't expecting to be available.
Well, I think if they're going to trade Brandon Ayuk, right?
Yeah.
Or I think if that's the case, I think they might go with a young receiver.
You don't think Purdy needs a little more protection?
Oh, Mike McDaniel says, good show, guys. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike McDaniel.
Good. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's easy to say just 2 spots and they could be anybody. But if it's not a wide receiver, I think it's got to be an offensive lineman.
For who? San Fran?
Yeah.
Let me look and see on that. I mean, San Francisco has one stud offensive lineman, but let's see here.
Yeah, but you
I
got
mean,
to block more than one person.
So
every
it's
play.
showing here offensive tackle, cornerback, and wide receiver are the priorities, right? So offensive tackle, cornerback, wide receiver. So if you think about it, you go best available on paper, offensive tackle is way down the list. So they're not going offensive tackle right now, I don't think. I mean, they could, but I think they might go corner. Or wide receiver. I think they go wide receiver. I think they go wide receiver. That's my prediction. They go wide receiver.
Well,
but
we're 50-50 split. I mean, I'm fine either way. I mean,
you think offense tackle? I think wide receiver just because it looks like to me that they're reaching. I mean, granted, if there's an offense tackle, but let's see here. Okay, now maybe not. Okay, so he wasn't. Okay, so the guy that they could take an offensive tackle, potentially, right?
Right.
Blake Fisher, Notre Dame. Okay? So if it does go offensive tackle, it'll be Blake Fisher, Notre Dame. And if not, it's going to be wide receiver. So it's going to be Blake Fisher or bust at offensive tackle. And if not, it's going to be one of the 2 top wide receivers that are left. That's what it's going to be.
Okay.
So we'll find out. But it's one of it. But you're onto something with offensive tackle. So I think that you know. I'm still confused by Green Bay. I'm not sure what they're. They got to have something cooked up. They got to have something cooked up somewhere. Unless they just. I don't know. I don't know what Green Bay's doing. I thought for sure cornerback. They need a tackle though. They needed a offensive lineman. They need a couple more yet. They like to stay young in that area. So the other thing, Green Bay has a new defensive coordinator, right? So they're going to kind of try to, give him what, he thinks he needs. So maybe he thinks what he has on the team right now is solid there.
Sorry, I'm just looking up some information, just trying to see if I can find out about the rest of those trades tonight. Thanks again, guys. Those of you who've been with us for on and off of the stream, I do appreciate it. Learned a little bit tonight about running this thing, so.
Yeah, these streams, they're new to us still. So this is only number 2 for us. We do one for Thanksgiving. And it's a little bit different when it's a game. You can kind of do a play-by-play and talk quite a bit. Drafts are a little bit trickier. You have, like I said, I'm not super in depth on analyzing every single college player pre-NFL. I really once the players make the NFL, that's where I start really, kicking into paying attention to all of them, very strongly for fantasy and for sports picks.
All right, guys, the pick is in for the 49ers. We are at a commercial still. Jason's thinking wide receiver. I'm thinking offensive tackle. I'm thinking they probably can't go wrong either way, but that matters a little bit if they take a wide receiver. If they're going to keep Brandon Ayuk or not, and if they're going to be able to keep Brock Purdy from getting rushed in the pocket so he can actually get the balls to these players.
And if it is offense tackle, I believe it's going to be Blake Fisher. See departures. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's Fisher or wide receiver. Fisher or wide receiver. It's just that simple. It's Fisher or wide receiver.
All right, we got the 49er faithful.
Yep, Fishy or Donnie Mitchell. Fisher or Donnie Mitchell. Here we go.
Okay, Ricky Pearsall.
All right, so they went wide receiver. Went a different direction, but they liked him. Huh.
How tall is 6'1"?
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. That was an interesting pick. I don't know anything about this guy at all. Shanahan, he knows his stuff though, so
I'm more interested who gets the last pick of the draft is who's going to be the next amazing player.
Buffalo's taking a receiver, right? There's just no way they don't.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, you let Diggs go. That has to be your plan.
What if Buffalo trades? It'd be interesting to see if Buffalo would trade up with Green Bay, because there's a lot of receivers out there, and if they're gonna go for receiver, as far as the remaining guys left, best available.
Oh, we have a trade alert.
Green Bay.
Oh, that one's on there.
Green Bay. Am I right?
No, the Panthers.
Whoa.
Have traded with the Bills.
Wow. The Bills don't want to pick in the first round, obviously.
I guess not.
Did they get the memo that they don't have any receivers on the Did they get that memo?
Josh Allen will be rushing every play now.
So Carolina actually has this pick, and they had the first pick in the next
round.
Are they going to go wide receiver? They need some wide receivers.
Yeah.
They need wide receivers bad. Oh, no. They just swapped. What? They just swapped one pick. Buffalo went down to one pick from 32 to 33. That's all they gained.
Yeah, again, that's something I don't understand the logic in that, but I guess because obviously the Bills gave something else in exchange, or got something else in exchange, right?
The Bills got something in exchange,
yeah.
Correct. But, like, what they must have really wanted someone. I mean, I don't know how much they have to give up for that, but unless
We are about to find out with the last pick in the first round of the NFL draft who the Panthers think was more important than waiting
One pick.
to make a trade with the Bills to get here. The pick is in. We're just waiting for them to drag it out on the commentary stage.
I guess
and then
you
we'll
know.
find out.
I guess come tomorrow we're gonna have to find out. We're not gonna be doing a stream, but we're gonna have to find out. Will the Bills trade their first pick that they have to start tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, they seem to be just like kind of kicking the can down the road. Okay, I could be way wrong, but the Panthers are definitely going receiver. I mean, I mean, when Adam Thielen's like your best receiver on that team, pretty much.
The only reason they wouldn't is because they got another pick coming up. So Bills received number 33 and a 5th round pick.
Okay, so got a 5th round. Oh, but then they gave up their 6th round. So they moved up the 5th round and gave up the 6th round.
Yeah.
But the 5th round's a good pick because that's like the first pick in the 5th round because Carolina. So that's not too bad. I mean.
All right. All you Bills fans, wait until tomorrow. They're keeping you in suspense.
Plus, we don't know what happened with the Chiefs, what the Bills got for moving
Yeah, this was the first time they actually showed us the actual trade package.
So if you think about it, they already got something for moving down with the Chiefs, and then now they just got
something
more.
Else for moving. Yeah, this is that draft day action, right?
I mean,
like in the movie,
they might need to draft a whole bunch of receivers because they have nobody, and they need defense too. Panthers go receiver? Let me see what their needs are. I mean, I just don't see any other. Carolina. Glaring. Wide receiver. Edge. Center. Okay. So wide receiver, edge, center. Yeah. Wide receiver it is. They're gonna go one of the three. They're gonna go to Leggett.
This guy will not be the pick. Just a spoiler alert.
Wow. Okay. Pick me. It's gonna be either Leggett, Mitchell, or Mokanki, and I think honestly it's probably gonna be Mitchell's a big boy. He's 6'2", 205. Leggett is 6'1", 221. Here
we go. With the last pick.
Adonai Mitchell.
Okay.
No, the one I said.
Receiver, yeah. Then the fans are confused.
Well, I mean, it's Carolina. It's just sad. It's been a rough couple years.
All right. I think everybody's gone from the stream, but thank you guys for hanging out. I think only Jason's watching the stream still. But not too much craziness.
No, it's up to date, right? That's going to be the most accurate
there.
No,
none that's accurate.
Oh.
None that is accurate.
But yeah, Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay. Huh? Okay, so what were you saying?
No, so really the biggest moves were the Vikings. And kind of some kind of strategy by the Bills to pick up extra picks. And, of course, a kind of surprise pick by your Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, Green Bay going offense tackle.
Well, I mean, hopefully it's just to keep everybody...
I think the last first-round pick Green Bay had that was a tackle might have been Tony Mandrich.
Well, that turned out pretty decently.
No, it didn't.
You guys will be fine. You guys got a lot of talent and a lot of good stuff. So, guys, thank you for watching. And we're not going to be streaming the next couple of days, but I'm sure by our next weight loss video, we'll probably end up talking about the draft results a little bit and see how the rest of the things shake out. Because 2 more days, there'll still definitely be some trades. And I think we've learned in the last 2 years that no matter where you get picked, there's an opportunity. So there's always something to watch for in the draft.
Yeah.
And, 2 years ago, who would have thought Brock Purdy? And, I mean, you're not going to get lightning in a bottle twice in your lifetime like that probably. But it's interesting to see where these guys fall. And I think there's a couple of A couple of cornerbacks a little bit disappointed. They expected to be first-round draft picks, and they just fell and fell and fell. And a few guys getting surprised that they moved out of the second round to the first. You always know who's expecting it because they're not in the green room.
Right.
I mean, sure, travel considerations, family considerations, but and there's some people there who sat in that green room and are going to go home, maybe a handful of to-go food from craft services, and that's about it. So, anything you want to say really quickly?
Yeah, guys, it's fun. It's a learning process. Only our second live stream, but we're happy to bring you guys along with us. And it was a good draft. Some different different things going on in it, surprises, and look forward to our next one and the football season coming up. Before you know it, it'll be here. So we'll be putting out content between now and then. So tune in, and thanks a lot. Have a good night.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Boom.